It's a third-degree felony in the state of Florida. It's not as good as a first degree, but we'll take it.
Bad news for catalytic converter thieves. Governor Ron DeSantis has signed Senate Bill 306 into law. Liz Ryan asked St. Augustine Assistant Chief of Police Anthony Cuthbert for his take on it.
He told me what this law does.
It prohibits the sale and the manufacture and installation of catalytic converters by anyone without a license to recycle secondary metals. It makes it a felony to possess or sell them.
I asked him how common catalytic converter thefts are.
Last year, we had quite a bit of them because there's these group of thieves that move throughout the state of Florida, and they happen to come through St. Augustine. We had 3 or 4 removed in a neighborhood at one time. They were able to identify who these people were, and there was an arrest made.
How do you know if yours has been stolen?
You'll know you have a catalytic converter theft when you start it and it sounds like it's got no muffler whatsoever.
And these are some fast-working thieves.
These thefts are done within under a minute. It could be a $2,000 to $4,000 repair to replace it.
What makes selling these converters so profitable?
They have palladium, platinum in them, rhodium, and these are big-time money makers for these thieves because rhodium is going for about $7,400 an ounce.
If you're unlucky enough to have yours stolen, will insurance cover it?
It depends on your insurance company, what kind of coverage you have.
There are things you can put on your catalytic converter to help thwart thieves.
Protect DNA, which is a gel with identifying markers in it. You can also spray paint your catalytic converter. You can etch your own serial numbers into the catalytic converter. It makes it a little bit easier to identify, and it also lets those certified recyclers know that there's something up with the specific catalytic converter that someone's trying to recycle with them.
Where do you get this Protect DNA?
Contact us here at the St. Augustine Police Department.
For more on that new technology, go to protectdna.com. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. A park in St. Augustine receives a marker to commemorate its history and significance.
Archaeologist Marcia Chance says the city bought the marker for the Fish Island plantation.
This marker at Fish Island was placed to commemorate the very interesting history of Fish Island, which is now a public park. It supports a multi-component archaeological site as well as an incredible array of natural animals, plants, the waterway, and so forth.
It was the home of Jesse Fish in the 1700s.
He had a huge citrus grove there, at least 3,000 trees, and he developed probably the largest citrus grove that existed at that time in this region. And he shipped oranges as far away as London. He was a local character and ended up owning an awful lot of property in St. Augustine. He lived on the island until he died, and then his descendants lived there for a while.
Fast forward about 5 centuries.
The island was about to be developed. A group got together called the Friends of Fish Island, and we managed to get the state to purchase it by presenting all the historical and environmental data to them, and they handed it over to St. Augustine to manage.
Fish Island was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Snake hunters will gather in the Everglades in August for the annual Python Challenge.
Brian Payne, who owns Critter Pro, will be competing in the challenge for a chance to win $30,000 in prizes.
During the Python Challenge, you're allowed and encouraged to collect, capture, and round up these invasive species of Burmese python that are growing in population down south.
Burmese pythons like it down south in the Everglades because it's about 10 degrees warmer in the swamp.
And believe it or not, that 10-degree difference in temperature, especially during the winter time, is what kind of mitigates them from moving this far north, because we do get a much colder winter up in St. Augustine and northeast Florida.
Burmese pythons can span 10 to 20 feet in size. They're not native to Florida, and Payne says they threaten native wildlife.
A 12-foot snake can pull down a full-size deer or a significantly large adult alligator. There's not a lot of natural selection when it comes to the snakes. There's nothing to put them in check as far as a natural circle of life.
Nearly 1,000 people from 32 states and other countries take part in the annual 10-day challenge. Last year, snake hunters removed more than 230 Burmese pythons. With St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Amy Sherry.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's local morning news. I'm Rich Carroll.